My name is Louis. I was in the forces. I was a soldier. I did a tour of Afghanistan. I saw some things that weren't very nice. Lost one of my friends. And when I came back, I just struggled to get back into civilian life. I'm a qualified bricklayer by trade, so I have got a trade, but at the moment I'm just sort of struggling to get from spot to spot. I've had to be put in shared houses, places like that. I'm not very good. I need my own space. I'm not very good at, not like I'm not good at sharing, but I can work as part of a team, but I'm just not very, I need my own space. I think I have mild PTSD because of obviously being in the services. When you come back from being in the services, there's not really much support there for you. There is one charity, SAFA, but there's only so much they can do. I am registered with them, but they don't have housing or anything like that. I have a 10-year-old daughter. Obviously, it's not good at the moment. I don't really want her seeing me in this position, but yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm 36 years old. I've come from Enfield originally, in London. Yeah, other than that, that's me basically.
How was your childhood?
How was my childhood? I had a good childhood. Yeah, my mum and dad brought me up brilliant. Yes, I finished primary school, finished secondary school. I've got GCSEs, not all brilliant ones, but I've got some. And then
How have you been homeless?
I've been homeless since Monday of last week.
Monday
of last week, yeah. So
and what can you tell me about how it's to be homeless?
I haven't actually had to stay in the streets yet. Every day I've managed to, luckily, thankfully, beg up enough money for a bed and breakfast. But at the moment, today, I'll be honest, today has been the hardest day. When it rains, there's not a lot of people come out. So it's just, you just have to plod on, don't you? Keep doing what you're doing.
Do you feel people are helpful?
Some people are helpful. Some people are just ignore you. Other people they don't like being approached. So I don't feel good about having to ask people. I've always been able to support myself, but at the moment, I just can't seem to catch a break.
Do you think there is a stigma around homeless people?
Yeah, definitely. And I think everyone that sort of thinks this, they think that someone that's homeless is a drug addict, and that's just not the fact. I know a few people that I've spoken to around Cambridge that are not drug addicts. There's another guy, he was in the forces, he was in the Pathfinders. He's never taken drugs or anything like that. No, his name's not Jack, he's actually over there. Old bloke sat on, he drinks, but he's never taken drugs or anything like that. Yeah, he's never taken drugs or anything like that. But like I say, and sometimes I do feel like just becoming like that, but it's not for my daughter. I couldn't do that, so it's just something you have to.
So you've never done drugs?
I have done drugs when I was younger, but it's not something I'm going to turn to now. It's not going to make my situation any better, so I just need to get myself into somewhere to stay long term. I've been to the night shelter Jimmy's, they're full at the moment. There's a few other places, but you have to be referred from like prison or somewhere like that. And I'm not been to prison, so I can't get referred like that. I've approached the council. The waiting list for the council is about 5 years, and they've said to me that homeless people, especially lads of my age, will always get pushed down the ladder because you'll get it's rightly so, you'll get a single mum with a child that will always jump up in front of you because they're sort of more needy than you are. And I understand that. I don't hold that against them because I think that's what it should be for. But it's getting worse and worse in our country. It really is. There's more and more people becoming homeless. And I never ever thought when I left school that this would happen to me. I never thought it would.
Well, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. These people out here, when they do ask for help and can you spare any change, and they look at you like you're a bad person. And I look at them and I think you never know when life could throw you a hand of cards and you might be in my position. So that's why I always try to serve. If I was in a position to help, I would. But some people just, I don't think, because they've never experienced it, they don't sort of understand. Yeah.
Right. Are you getting some help for your PTSD?
I've been to the doctors, yeah. To be honest, I don't want to start taking loads of medication for it. I do manage it. I know what I have to do in my own head, not to. But it's when I'm provoked. I don't sort of deal with being provoked very well. And I know quite a few other people that have had worse PTSD than what I've got, and they take medication for it. And I'll be honest with you, they're like a shell of what they used to be. They're like just zombified from all this medication, these sedatives that they take and stuff. So unless I actually really have to, I don't think I'm bad with it, but there's definitely an undertone of something there. But
How does PTSD affected you in your life?
it's definitely made my temper short. If I'm provoked, I would never normally sort of fly off the handle, as it were, but now I can't. Yeah, I will just switch, and I don't like being like that. So if I feel myself going like that, I take myself out of the situation and away from it, if that makes sense. That's why I got into, obviously, the trouble that I got into where I was staying, and the landlord said, sorry, you're going to have to go. So that's it. Yeah, and here I am.
How do you think you can change your situation? What do you need?
What do I need? I don't really know, to be honest. I'm at a point now where some days I have good days, other days I don't. So I don't really know what direction to turn in at the minute. And that's just me being honest. I don't really know what direction to go. But I've got to do something. I can't be like this for the rest of my life. But right. I know taking drugs and things like that isn't going to do my situation any good. So I'm not doing that. I don't drink. I've never been a drinker. So I'm staying away from all that. But yeah, I've managed as well. I seem to do all right food-wise. I'm not hungry, but it's just the accommodation thing at the moment is what I'm struggling with.
Yeah,
Once I get that, and I can look to go back to work and things like that. But until I've got accommodation, I can't go to work on site laying bricks all day. Come home in the evening, I need somewhere to sort of rest, chill out, ready for the next day. I can't go to work on site in this situation I'm in at the minute. So it's just one of them. I just have to carry on plodding on day to day. I live day to day at the moment. There's at the moment there's not no plan. That's what I need. I've got a housing liaison officer. She is trying to do what she can do for me, but like I said, her hands are tied somewhat because there's more needy people than myself, if that makes sense. So it just is what it is. You just have to do what you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much
right?
for sharing
No
your
problem.
story.
No problem.